Let's look at judgmentalness. This has been a question I get asked many times. It's a little tricky to explain because when we're in our natural self, we just understand what it is or isn't. But while we're caught in our brain's desire for understanding, it can be confusing. In our natural self, we see very clearly, broadly, and deeply. And that seeing continues to grow and expand as we awaken more to our own awareness. I can see very clearly genocide is not a nice way to run politics, nor is a fascist state a nice way to run a society, nor is exploitative capitalism a nice way to treat fellow human beings. And any chance I get to speak or act to create an alternative to those things, I will. But it's done in a state of peace. My mind state's response to these things are done in a state of peace, not necessarily even opposition. Though sometimes my actions, like attending a protest or speaking out, might seem like an opposition, there's not a feeling of fighting in myself while this is going on. It is only offering a feeling of immense appreciation and love for all life, perhaps offering it with a strong voice. This inner state of awareness, I will call it the good. It just knows the good that can be there. And it always wants to work in that direction of increasing the good for all living things. But an aspect of that that's very important in our personal path of awakening is to immediately apply that to ourselves, to learn to look at all the things that are in our animal being that arise in it, triggered by external things, and those let us realize stored programs and old reactions that don't let us live our best life for ourselves or others. But learning to look at those without judgment, but rather just seeing, no, boy, that really doesn't create the best experience for me or others. I think I'm going to let that be transformed. Well, also, as I've mentioned before, recognizing they're there for a reason from my past. I don't even need to know what that reason was. It'll be revealed if it's helpful. But I count on my awareness to steer this show. But I have to accept its kindness to myself. I've heard so many people come and say, I feel so ashamed. I feel so guilty. I feel so bad about myself. And what has happened is these people have let programming in the past tell them that these things are true, and that gets stored in the mind and emotions as a truth. And now, when the brain or emotions throw those up, we tend to just step into them as if they were true. Well, as a nobody that you don't know, perhaps, I'm just offering all those things are not true. You are life, a beautiful, wonderful life. Uh, Whatever you choose to do with it to fill time, that's up to you, and it's fine. You can relax. You can go ahead and just look at yourself and say, yep, that's who I am. It includes all of this and all of that. But it's okay that that's in me right now. I didn't know yesterday that I didn't even know it was there, probably. And I certainly didn't know how to go about begin transforming it. So we learn to look at ourselves in this new way. It's an evaluation by our awareness, not by judgment. And it simply looks to see, is this way, this reaction, this old program, is this a way of expressing this moment of my life that's going to make it better, most fulfilled for me and everyone else involved? And that's all I need to do is look with that question. So when shame or guilt or I'm bad feelings arise, try applying this first to them. Yeah, some of them are very ugly, and some of them are even hard to just look at first. You want to just shove them away again. Quick, let me distract with this or that and not think about that or feel that way. But what I'm offering is if you can agree with yourself to just look at those kinds of feelings and ask your awareness, your own inner peace to help you look at them and with them, you will begin to see through them. Perhaps you'll hear a little voice from your past, a parent, a church, a society statement saying, you are bad because, and you can look again and say, no, I just wanted that piece of pie when I was 4 years old, so I took it. And they told me I'm bad. So it doesn't make me bad. Anyway, the healing that comes through this, through our awareness acting on our old memories and programs, it is quite amazing. It can even be called miraculous sometimes. But it requires us becoming to be willing to look at ourselves without judgment, to learn how to look without judgment. Then if anything happens, I can just see those things in myself and say, yep, that's how I was then, 50 years ago, a year ago, yesterday, this morning. Yep, I can still see where I'd like some things to get changed up. Come on, peace. Come on, awareness. And then just let it take over that transformation and healing and get on about enjoying living from this moment on back in my peace and joy. Try it. You'll like it.